What's good, YouTube? Nader94 here, and today I'm going to do another episode of Ddlc Literature Club. In the last episode, you guys, we started getting into some of the more darker poems that the girls have written. Now I'm going to load my game. Oh yeah, Ddlc came and visited us, because we were going to make cupcakes with her. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly saying that, rather than something snarky like she usually does. Here we go. Could it be that she's a little different outside of school after all? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What? You're not even going to offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality, Andy? Oh, come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. This is ridiculously heavy. I carried that all the way here. Are you impressed? Yeah. I mean, if it's heavy, so heavy that a high school-aged boy is apparently a weakling to it, yes. I see now. Yeah, I am impressed, Natsuki. It seems like I've always underestimated you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? You jerk. Natsuki hits a fist in my chest. Hey, your size has nothing to do with it. Do you really hate being small that much? As somebody who is short, yes. It's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they only think I'm worth my size. Thank you. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. But, jeez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you can make me talk about weird things just because we're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. What? That's a little bit more like you. You're always fun when you do. Hang on a second, I knew I just forgot something. Sorry about that, had to open up the local files thing. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey. Now you're treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be nicer, you know? And just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you should treat me like... Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki. Forget about it. I didn't say anything. I should apologize. Eh? I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate, too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. How would you know that anyway? Just trust me on this one. Gross. Hey, is that to me? Who else? Man. Let's just get started already. Ha ha ha! You get all sour when a girl calls you gross. I finally found your weakness. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, so we can finally starting to pull things out of her bag so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, flour, spilled liquid, plastic bags are strewn around every countertop. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki is babysitting all my movements and making sure I don't mess up her precious baking. Hey, where did you put the food coloring? The batter is going in the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for? To color the batter, of course. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors aren't different, everyone can still pick their favorite. Oh, that's a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that with the icing? Do you want to? You're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so come on, you're not putting any heart into this at all. Can't you at least try to have some fun? I'm having fun. Not really sure what Natsuki is trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. Ah, that does look pretty cool. See? It's not like baking is just about following directions. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's a million times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes lighten up. Like the ones you made on my first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Yeah. Maybe I will use the food coloring then. Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure that you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring. Yeah, it's getting there. We were using the electric mixer for the batter, so I got stuck with a whisk and a huge bowl for the icing. Eh? The icing's still all lumpy. Are you even trying? Well, yeah. It'll just take a little longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing has already improved. See? As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks her finger in the icing and pops it in her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same. Hey! Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, eh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger towards the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I'd like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Gross. You got it on my face. Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away. Jeez, you know what? Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off on her with her finger before shoving her finger towards my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Stop! Not until you apologize for calling me gross. Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross. You know I don't mean it. It's just fun seeing you react to it. You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me. Not entirely sure that's true, but whatever you say, Natsuki. You shouldn't tease girls like that. Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. What? Did you seriously just, Natsuki is so surprised she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red. Andy, you really shouldn't do that kind of thing to girls unless you really like them. You know that, right? What kind of question is she asking me, just like that? How did the mood turn to this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Eh? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet. No wonder. You left a dirty tray in here, dummy. How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning the oven on. Don't blame me for your mistakes. Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah. Tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcakes trays into the oven. I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing like nothing ever happened. Ah, that smells so good. Cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling air fills the room. Look at how cute they all look. She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. They'll look even better once we add the icing. Not like you need to tell me that. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing into these bags. Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. I have nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it this time, though. What's this one for? I pick up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others. That one's really thin, so you can make it to use stripes or other patterns. But you can also use it to write stuff on a cake. Like happy birthday or whatever. Oh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Eh? Well, it's a literature event, right? We could make it more literature-themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It would be fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word they'd like. I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid. That's actually a really cute idea, so maybe I'm getting it from you. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute. Come on. We're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress like this and not expect me to think you're cute. Well... Natsuki's voice trails off. Same with you. Eh? Did you say something? No, nothing. Let's just do the icing. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens a nozzle onto each of the bags. There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Without giving me a chance to think about before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we each get to work. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work. Look at how pretty they are together. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I wish I could have one now. Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that. Oh, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite. Haha. Sayori's the exact opposite in that regard. If she were here, we'd be down 10 cupcakes already. And she would still eat dinner. Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway. I was hoping we would have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner. Ah, already? That's a shame. It's your fault for working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance. Man. As usual, Natsuki places the blame on me. You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, then you could probably do it in one trip. Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any. I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you. Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. I felt so helpless. Sayori does always listen to me, but at that point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today. You too. I'll walk you out, I guess. Just like that, Natsuki is about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted? Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki. Eh? What you said before about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking could be like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over anytime, okay? I think that, if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere, do you really mean that? Natsuki looks at me tensely like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah. I want to spend more time with you. Andy, I thought you only cared about getting this done. Sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so... Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. And gets all pixely. Wait, Natsuki. Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. I feel her fingers clutch at the sides of my shirt as if holding on to me. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision. Those aren't the matching colors, but whatever. Along with her slightly parted lips. What's happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breaths against me. I've felt it for a while now. Eek! Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Sayori? Eh? Hi, Andy. Sayori. Just now we weren't... Hey. It's okay. I just stopped by to say hi. Well... You should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Aw, really? That's too bad. Yeah, well... I'll still see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today. Well... I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself. See what? What are you talking about? You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. Makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This world would be much better if I could just disappear. Sayori, don't say that. It's true. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just... Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But... Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. I'm scared. I'm really scared. What are you scared of, Sayori? I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me. Sayori? That's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And that's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all your own feelings, I know what you need most right now, and that's what I'm going to give you. Sayori? Well, I'm gonna save the game. I love you. Eh? Those are my true feelings. So there's no way you could like me more than I like you. Should have realized it sooner. But spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day, it helped me realize that you were truly the most important person to me. Truth. Because in the first episode when we wrote that first poem, I unintentionally picked a shitload of words that apparently Sayori liked. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens, as long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side. Then I know we'll both be happy. Cute little CG there, just the hug. Suddenly, Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me. Is this really okay? Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer. You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you. I want to be with you forever. Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit. What is this, Sayori? I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me, but why? Even now. Why won't the rainbows go away? They're not going away at all. It's okay, Sayori. Might take some time for things to get better again. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now. Oh, okay. I trust you. Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh? What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it's always been. Even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. Truly new and scary to me. I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best. Hey, Andy. Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly. Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right? Yeah? I don't understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori? I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. It felt like a bunch of thorns when you told me you loved me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me. Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her and she loves me, but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her. I keep wondering if I should be doing something more, or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori is the most important person to me. And I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. That's actually a cute little scene there. I like that. Childhood friend confession just before the festival. Something a lot of animes could actually, really do instead of during the festival. You assholes. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Yeah. But you could at least try and call constantly. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should nearly be complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki's already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so that I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But, knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. You're the first one here. Thanks for being early. I just realized the music, like, completely stopped. That's funny. I thought Yuri would be here by now. Monika's placing little booklets of each on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again, that dummy. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. I suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all? Ha ha ha. You should take a little more responsibility for her, Andy. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monika, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? I don't think Sayori would do that. But we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing it up with anyone yet. Jeez. You don't know the full story at all. So, don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Eh? Monika's already being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. Grab one of the pamphlets and lay it out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed out on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flip over to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she's practiced. It's the one I haven't read before. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. That's disturbing. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Anything? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so... Well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay? They quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monika calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or to help her wake up. Even the simplest gesture of walking her to school makes me really happy. Or makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. No? Question mark. That's all she needs, and that's all I want to give her. Or that's what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. Can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. It really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. Really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? She really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Sayori? Oh! Okay. Now we get to the weird shit. An exception has occurred. File game script chapter 5 repeat. Line 307. See traceback text for details. You know, that does add to the creepiness factor of this scene. The whole, hearing the distorted music in the background while your friend is hanging in the background. Also, it doesn't help that the music kind of gets loud. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her. I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her. I'm gonna check the local files. There's an image here called Happy Thoughts. Just waiting for my PNG to open. Yeah, it doesn't do much for photos, to be honest with me. But I'll try it, see if it pops up. Come on. I'm gonna look at the trace back though. I'll wait on that photo. Trace back. Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec. I could probably fix this. I think, actually, you know what? This would be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one making this so difficult. Well, here goes nothing. That's disturbing. My Steam thing. For properties. Happy Thoughts apparently doesn't want to load. So I'll just wait. I'll just continue the game. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it's always been, I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever, I do. Nothing I can do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. Well, this is, but at the same time, I think either way, I would have been screwed with that. I had only one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take this back. Never, 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 never. Okay, you know what? There we go. There's happy thoughts. Yeah, that's disturbing. But it also looks like somebody made that in, like, Microsoft Paint. Oh dear God. High amalgamation of the other 3 girls. Also, they said delete. It'd be easier if she just deleted. Okay, cool. I guess I'm going to click that. Oh dear. Gibberish text. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention to my girl to herself. That girl is Gibberish, and my neighbor, and good friend since we were children. You know, that kind of friend that you'd never see yourself making today because it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. Well, we used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more infrequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just saw an idol in front of the club crosswalk and like keyboard smash catch up to me. Oh dear God. And it doesn't help that the music is glitching out either. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself that it's about time that I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content on getting by on the average while just spending my free time on games and anime. Yep. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there'd be any girls in it anyway. Eh, you don't know that. I know a few girls that have ran anime clubs, so... School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Andy? Jesus Christ! Monica? Oh goodness, I didn't expect to see you there. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica's probably the most popular girl in the class, smart, beautiful, and athletic. Basically, completely out of my league. So, having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for, anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? Well, I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. So I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to enjoy? Or did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. The fuck was that? Literature? That sounds kinda dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all. Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of us even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. Well, it is. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Andy. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but... if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I even ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Aha, awesome. You're really sweet, Andy, you know that? It's nothing, really. It's nothing, really. Shall we go, then? I'll look for materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school that I rarely visit, being generally used for the third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings to open the classroom door. I'm back! Jesus Christ, what the fuck, Monica? And I brought a new guest with me. Yeah? What the fuck's happening to my game? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Andy. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. Part of me's curious to, once I finish this game, browse fanfictions, see if anybody's actually, written fanfictions for this game. Because, the game's art style is, really overly cutesy, but, just the shit that's going on right now is confusing me and intriguing. I'd like to see how some writers have, written it. I also plan on trying out mods. I know due to me uploading some Doki Doki stuff, like the Sayori thing. Kind of, some people wind up spoiling that for me in the, in their thumbnails. Give me a second. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki. Energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. Nice to meet you. Yuri, Jesus Christ, good dog. Who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like that, like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Andy in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? And actually, you kind of coerced me into coming. Wait, Monica. Didn't I just tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget about that, but I happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yes, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, maybe? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monika and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still, feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monika. So, I know you didn't plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't many people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort into start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in the classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. But that's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Andy, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, I'll just the same. Manga. Natsuki's head perks up. Yep. I'm just gonna kind of, skip to, some of the next stuff. That's not what I was trying to do. Not much of a reader. Woman, you don't know the mangas that I've read. What am I saying? Spoke without thinking of it. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Let's see. Favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And selling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. You know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so deliberately take advantage of your lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. It was terrible. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Aha, I'd expect that from you, Yuri. Suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate your horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. Looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. Give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess, sometimes. Why do you care? I think it's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. I'm not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing just takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? maybe, if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. And next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably just start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well? Hold on, there's still one problem. Nah, what's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I've bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... Eh? The girls exchange glances with Monika before... Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth. The thing is, we don't have enough members to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. Oh, and I'm gonna move my face cam like to show Monika's like sad face there. And I've been trying really hard. Yeah, I already read that. If we don't find one more before the festival, I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. Besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend more every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? You really mean that? Yeah. Could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a minute. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Indy, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. Well, I guess I will be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. Can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monika. Will I really be happy every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer with one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. You've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? Yes. A joke. A man walked into a club. In the club, there was a girl who liked him very much. They spent time together and she liked him even more. One day, the girl realized she was in love with him. Before disaster could happen, a third party intervened with her programming. Suddenly, the girl hated herself for being in love. This contradiction caused the script to derail. The universe started to collapse, but she killed herself just in time. Fuck. I think I'm gonna try to write a poem for Yuri. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Natsuki, but climax. She likes horror stuff, so frightening. I'm not clicking that one. I'm clicking explode. Melancholy. Oh, damn. Horror. Secretive. Chocolat. Damn it. That's weird. Okay. Atone. Clumsy? The fuck? Skirt. God damn it. Twirl. Motherfucker. Melody. Okay, I guess we're going with Natsuki. Anger. I wasn't expecting that. Infallible. I forgot. She likes, like, big words. Sport. Hi again. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Jesus! Fuck. Thanks for keeping your promise. I'm gonna check the files, see if there's anything down. There's a text document saying, "Can you hear me?" There's a little devil inside all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception, the artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host. Sleeping through every little crevice they can find, into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire. Into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable, tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I chose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. That's deep and dark and kind of disturbing. Thanks for keeping your promise. Hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Also, is it me, or is the classroom tilted now? Like, that's really disorienting. But, like, the classroom looks, like, tinted to me. It was straight a while ago, wasn't it? Or am I just going crazy? Jesus! Bad girl! Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki... something about manga collection in the back. Monica? Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. Monica is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops it back into her seat. I'm sorry, Andy. Make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read? Well, you can't say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to have something, to do something like that, if you ask. But wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you really don't want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try and be a part of this club. Even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. That's why you ask what types of genres I'd be into, and then you can pick something that you've probably read and you can suggest it. That's how Literature Club works. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl being accidentally so cute? Even if she picked up a book that she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's roaming around in the closet. Really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more. Okay, so apparently I chose the right words to at least interest Yuri. But at the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah, crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how come you have two copies of the same book. Ah. Well, when I stopped by the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. Bullshit. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. Yeah, it says that I have, 4 copies of each of the Harry Potter novels. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. It's basically about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse as they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Jesus Christ! Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler. I'd read that, by the way. But, anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be so completely different. I added the so there, but like that's how it felt to me. Like that so was meant to be in that area. It's just this kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a new, strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone who wants to be evil. I'm gonna check those files again. Happy thoughts and can you hear me still there? That's fine. Not just because someone wants to be evil.
Because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Then suddenly...
I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. Sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well... I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly... I didn't read that. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. That didn't even save in the history either, so fucking hell. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. It just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. Ah, well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes. What the fuck was that? I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to yours. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just... something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. Soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting. But the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. No, that's kind of cute. Also one of the few things I've actually wanted to do in a dating scene. Read together, like a couple. Sorry. I was just
bathing in the feeling of your body heat.
You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's up against Yuri's, and then I hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Almost feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's almost as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Yeah. That's actually like a really seamless eye transition to like look at the player. turn the page. Oh, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little longer. Oh, that's a cute smile. It's the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me. So I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
Eh?
No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really?
I was just thinking the way she second-guesses things she says, that's and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Are you feeling okay? Oh, alright. Okay. Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something, and your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. I'll be right back. Did something happen just now? Okay, that was so weird. Eh? I have no idea. My recorder's acting up a little bit, so I may have missed a little bit. But don't worry, it was all basically just Yuri running out and then the player character thinking he's going insane. I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no. Not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes. It's nothing alarming. Okay, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? She might be a little while, so I figured we'd just get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left them off in the book, and then slip it back in my bag. I'd actually read that if somebody wrote it. I'll show it to Natsuki first. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair that I shared mine with her first. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. It's not that you'll like it. That's the Eagles Can Fly one. Yeah, told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why do you feel so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to help express themselves? Your writing style would make your message any less valid. Exactly. Set it for a rhyme at the end, but made it fall flat on purpose. I also really like how they programmed her writing style. Like, it's cutesy and it's easy to read. Unlike Miss Calligraphy, who's outside in the hallway. I guess. Who should I show my poem to next? Monica. Hi. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, have you ever had any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better? I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course. I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? Ha 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 ha. Don't worry, Andy. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Andy. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. Well, I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone else's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. Aha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know what this kind of thing, you know that Yuri likes this kind of writing? Well, writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. Sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must really be starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming along too strongly, like earlier. I think if she gets stimulated too much, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back! Did I miss anything? No, not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you need. Alright, thanks, Monica. Well, I suppose I should get my own poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. Doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Yep. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings. My burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you want to call it. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. Double checking. Happy thoughts. Can you hear me? Nope, nothing new yet. Ahaha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between the words and the powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So just force yourself to write something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So move your hand and just go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Oh, Yuri's the last one, so hey. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a deep breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? The imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. But this is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that, but I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. It's the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they pick a writing style separate from the topic matter and they form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. You haven't read that one before, it's like her stammering is gone, sounds like a complete expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into even writing a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting the work together is probably the most challenging part. Might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem? No? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. Yep. The flickering back one. I'm sorry, I have terrible handwriting. No, it's just hard to read calligraphy. But it took you a long time to read. No, it didn't. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it's really short, it was descriptive. Wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. No, not at all. I'm really glad you like it, I'll be honest. This is our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Oh, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences into their work. They usually do tell more than a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to the ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? No, it's nothing, really. Yours was impressive, too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Ah. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm doing my best for you, Andy. Ah. Me too. Phew. I guess that's everyone. Glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's like I'm stretching for my mediocre writing abilities, even if they're just being nice. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I saw. Well, I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's brows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? No, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant... the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Amy did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't know where that voice came from. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless I come across something particularly inspiring, which I have not yet. And Andy liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. I don't think I did. I'm gonna go through the history and see if I did. Unless they're not going to let me. Yep. Game's not letting me go back and check and see. But I'm almost positive I did not tell her that. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Andy appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? How do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way and make everything I do overly cutesy. Ugh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Andy showed up. Yeah, they do look a little bigger today. Natsuki. This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look. Me? Look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too complicated for someone of your mental age to comprehend. Jesus Christ, the music is getting creepy. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only thing cute about you is how hard you try. Oh, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Andy hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Yuri suddenly turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Andy, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. I think my game crashed. Yeah, Ddlc is not responding. That's so odd. I haven't even saved yet. That's going to be annoying to get back to this part. And then it won't let me save if I get back to this part, so I'll just have to do that again. Huh. Oh, well. Anyway, that does it for Doki Doki Literature Club. This episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like down below, comment for more, and as always, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye!